what is the essence of the 8 is Shakti. And essence means that this is always there. You don't have to get to it. This is always who you are, or who an Enneagram Type 8 is. It is just that the fixation, so the egoic structure, the character structure, is veiling this essence. And the possibility is, and this is what we always talk about when we talk about the Enneagram in our way of teaching, in the way how Eli Jaxon-Bear teaches it, the possibility is to wake up, to really see through the veils which are, or the veil which is covering your essence. In this case, the Shakti. And so the way, so to speak, there is no way actually, but so there is no path, there is a pathless path. But so the Enneagram Type 8 has the possibility to move from lust to innocence.
And when we talk about the essence of an Enneagram type, we also have to say that there is a holy idea and a holy path with all these Enneagram types. The holy idea is actually misused by the ego structure to justify the fixation. In fact, in case of the 8, the holy idea is truth, and the Enneagram Type 8 is using truth in that way that they have an opinion, a personal opinion about everything, and they are always right, and they know it.
Mm-hmm.
And they have to defend this, and they have to act it out, and to argue and justify themselves. And we have the holy path. The holy path with the Enneagram Type 8 is innocence. So what I then already said, that this word holy path is not really correct, because there is no path. There is actually no path can bring you to your true self, because you already are your true self.
It is just seemingly.
Any path implies someone going somewhere to get something. And in fact, the holy path, what's meant with it, is that you are willing to stop in the moment the impulse of the fixation comes in. So you stop, you realize the fixation which wants to play out, and you are willing to tell the truth.
Yes, and we will get to this.
In fact, of the 8 fixation, it's actually you're willing to tell the truth about the horror you're causing to yourself and to others.
And we will get into this in more details at the end, because this is
I have to recognize Enneagram Type 8. So these are the bad boys and girls of the Enneagram. They are the closest to crime. And they have no problem with this.
Oh, they enjoy it.
Actually,
to be an outlaw.
They are outlaws. They love to do these little crimes. They don't care about speed limits. So actually, all the rules are not for them. The rules are for those people who have no idea how to navigate through life. But since they know, they don't need rules. They love to bring something which is illegal through the border. They forget things to pay in the supermarket. They cover it with their bags and things like this. they
can be
take
so naughty.
they take the space immediately when they enter a bar or restaurant.
Yeah.
And they get lost in the passion that's called lust.
Yeah, so they are very excessive. So we will go through these characteristics, but the main thing is that they are very excessive. Yeah, so when they love something, they want more of it. When they eat, they just eat, everything, so they can really enjoy it. But it can be anything. They can be excessive about a person even, or
about sex.
Yeah, whatever. They just, if they like it, they want the most of it.
So if something is good, more is better.
Yeah.
That's an outlaw.
And then this Enneagram Type 8 was like in the break was running up the stairs to get something, and there was a lady coming down the stairs with a big purse, and they bumped into each other. And the Enneagram Type 8 it was immediately, that's just like without this, or it's a split of a second that they get angry, like, what are you doing here with this big purse? So this blaming is immediately there. And this also reminds me of, like car drivers, in traffic. There are these type of car drivers that, it's their fault, whatever happened, but they immediately shout at you, what are you doing? So
as he describes it's an impulse. It's quicker than a thought, the blaming of the other one.
Yes.
The way.
And this is so beautiful with this Enneagram Type 8, when they stop and when they see what they are causing, when they really just realize what kind of terror and fear they are causing in the other, that can be very painful. They become very tender. And
in the last section, he was describing a theater he was watching, and in this theater, there was a cocoon was opened, and inside this cocoon was this fragile being, naked, just looking out with his eyes, tender, and he got this realization that he was exposed in the theater. This is inside the Enneagram Type 8, this fragile, innocent being.
And very tender.
And on the outside, now you saw actually three different people. They all are these aggressive types, and even with this guy now, the last guy, you could see it in the face. Maybe you do not want to meet these people at night. In the people.
So some people, at the beginning when they get to know the Enneagram, sometimes they think that they are 8, they are Enneagram Type 8 fixations. But then when you ask them, the right question is like, and do you have this lust for life? And when they answer, oh yes, sometimes, then they are definitely not an 8. So they always have lust for everything. The answer would be, yeah, of course. I mean,
this is what runs life. Yeah,
that's what runs the life. And it's the same with escalation. You can also ask them about, and what about escalation? And in conversation with someone, is it typical? Or, oh yes, sometimes. Not that's also not it, because an 8 would say, of course I do it.
Or if they say, oh well, sometimes, yeah, but actually I'm more the peacemaker. No, that's not an 8. Yeah, and they are always proud of what they are doing, and telling these stories of how they dangerous situations, when they come into dangerous situations, they love telling about this. Yes. This gives them energy, actually.
Yeah, this is also so beautiful in her case, in this Enneagram Type 8, that she managed to watch this in herself, how this incompetence is actually underneath her projection on others. So the seeing weakness in others made her mad, but then after a while, so she really looked at it and saw that actually she's blaming others and she's mad at other people's weaknesses because she is afraid of her own weakness and incompetence. Yeah.
Yeah, blaming others and attacking others before they realize that you are actually the weak one.
So I know that I am an Enneagram Type 8. Let's say, or you know it, you are an Enneagram Type 8.
What to
do?
And there are 3 steps. The most important step is, the first step is willing to tell the truth. So the moment you know the characteristics of the fixation, you can see them. And when you are willing to tell the truth, you see the horror you're causing to yourself and to others. This means a lot for an 8 fixation. To not act out the fixation, to stop and tell the truth.
And as we could see, it is possible.
The next step is surrendering, I'm right. So usually, everyone wants to be right. The 8 fixations are always right. They always have this impulse because they have this personal position on everything. And it's just like this. They are right. They have this opinion, their opinion, and everything else is wrong. And they will let you know what is wrong with your opinion or what is wrong with you. So this is, again, a huge step for an 8 fixations to stop being right.
Yeah. And then the next one is the surrender, the control.
The control.
Or control.
And everyone wants to be in control. This is important for each Enneagram type. But other Enneagram types, even, if a weak person wants you to do it for me, this is still a kind of control, but they are giving the control to you so that you are controlling, that you are doing it for them. It is still a way of controlling. But in case of the 8 fixation, since they are the strong ones, they take control for themselves and for you. So they are always in control. This is really another huge step for them to give up the control, to lay down the weapon.
And then they can come to this virtue, which is innocence. And in that case, it's really this vulnerable part of themselves.
Which true virtue means they do not have a personal opinion. They do not have to defend. They are not aggressive. They are open.
They stand up. So they are upright when this is real character.
Upright and willing to tell the truth, no matter what it costs.
As we could see also in the example how this young lady said, also an Enneagram Type 8, who could really watch herself, how this fear of incompetence was in herself. Now that's real courage of standing up,
to show it,
not even to see it for herself. Mm-hmm.
And this is really the possibility to show it, to be true, and to be free in the midst of it. That's the possibility. That's freedom.
And then it's so beautiful how when they come to this innocence, really this Shakti, this essence shines through. She's very tender, actually. Still, it's strength.
It's powerful, but it has no personal position anymore. It is powerful, but it's not aggressive anymore. It's powerful, but it doesn't defend. It doesn't blame. This is true power. That's a possibility of freedom for the 8 fixation.